In this video, we will show you how to replace your front bumper cover on this Honda Civic. This will be mounted directly to the front of your car. Let's get into it. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. The first thing you want to do is have the hood in the upright position. Once you've done that, we're going to be removing this trim panel. To remove the trim panel, you'll find that you have two plastic push clips. To remove each of the push clips, come right in the center and remove the center from the outer portion. It should just lift up a little bit. That would make it in the unlocked position. To do that, you can use a trim tool or flat blade screwdriver. With it in the unlocked position, you can make your way underneath the outer portion and lift that up as well. Give it a quick inspection, make sure it is still reusable, and do the same to the other side. At this point, this is almost free to remove. Along each side, you're going to find that you have another push clip that holds this panel in. We only need to remove the lower push clip on each one of these side panels. Now we'll do the same on the other side of the vehicle. At this point, you can carefully lift up on this. We're going to slide the front out from behind this area. And now we can bring it out and around this and remove this from the vehicle. Now with that out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our upper mounting screws. For this, you'll find that you need to use a 5mm Allen head socket. We'll put this right in place and turn these counterclockwise to remove them. Now that we have that loose, we can remove the mounting hardware, give it a quick inspection. Once I have it out, I always like to put it back in just a couple threads. We'll do the same to the other side of the vehicle. Now that we've done this, let's safely make our way underneath the front of the vehicle. Now let's make our way underneath the bumper. In this area, along each corner, you're going to find that you have two push clips. Ours is missing one right here. We don't have to worry about that one, but you do want to remove this one. To do this, you can use a small screwdriver or a trim tool. We'll just get underneath the center to unlock it and then remove the outer portion as well. Now we can continue following this. We'll remove this push clip right here. Continue over. And then over in the corner, we're going to remove that same push clip. Once again, this side looks like it's missing the one that should still stay in there. While we are underneath the bumper cover, if you have fog lamp assemblies, grab onto this area and pull it out of your way. Then you can reach up inside the bumper cover and you should be able to disconnect the wiring harness. Ours has assemblies, but I don't feel any wiring harness up here. I'll double check the other side. Once they're both disconnected, you can move along. Now we can make our way back out from underneath the vehicle, and we'll remove those 2 screws that we had started in by hand. Now we can remove this from the vehicle. Now with the bumper cover off of the vehicle, let's remove the grille. To do that, you'll find that you have 3 push clips making their way across the grille, holding it to the bumper cover. To remove these, we'll come from along the bottom and we'll tap on this center piece. Once you have that broken free, you can pop it out of place. Now we can remove the grille from the bumper cover. To do that, we'll just take hold of it, give it a little wiggle, and gently separate it. Now let's turn this so we can gain access to the 2 10mm headed mounting bolts that hold the plate bracket to the bumper cover. You'll find one 10mm in this rectangle and the other one in the other side. Now up in the center here, you're going to find that you have a Phillips head screw. This one just goes directly into the bumper cover. Remove the license plate bracket, give it a quick inspection, and set that aside. Assuming you have fog lamp assemblies, we're going to remove those from the bumper cover as well. Along the top inboard corner, you're going to find that you have a Phillips head screw. Let's get that out of there. Now, as you can tell, this just lifts right up, and then we will draw it towards the center of the bumper cover to fully remove it. With that one out of there, we can do the exact same thing to the other side of the bumper cover. Now let's turn this over. Having a look at the bottom, we want to make sure that we take off the lower deflectors. On these, you're going to find several push clips. You know how to remove them. Just go ahead and pop the center out of there and lift them up and out of position. There should be several making their way across the front here. A lot of ours are missing on our application, so we'll remove whichever ones are still in there. At this point, we can start to separate this. You will find in the center, it is still held in place, but we can make our way around. Now let's have a look from the backside. We're going to grab onto the grille area here. Start pulling it away from the bumper cover. While giving it a little tug, you want to go ahead and grab onto your locking tabs. Gently pull them up. That will unlock this. We'll just keep making our way down. Sometimes you might want to go from one side or the other. It really just depends on how yours works out. Let's grab onto this and give it a little wiggle to finish separating it. Now, once you have the top separated, make your way down under this area. you're going to find several more locking clips. You can use your finger or a small screwdriver. Just gently get in between this area and separate it. Now we can remove this from the bumper cover. Okay, let's prepare that bumper cover for installation. We'll start by putting on the lower grille and the lower air deflector. When we do so, we want to make sure we're putting it in place so all of the locking tabs are fitted where they need to go. I've got this lower area slid into place. All of my locking tabs are properly aligned. Now I can press this down into position. Grab onto each side, give it a little wiggle, and make sure that it is secured. Now we can make our way to each side. We have our tabs that will need to slide into the air deflector. Get this aligned. Double check to make sure those tabs are coming through where they need to. Let's make sure that these are properly aligned. And now we'll do the exact same thing on the other side of the bumper. Double check on the inside of the bumper here, just to double check that those are protruding as they should. Now along the bottom, let's continue on with our push clips. As I had mentioned, when we were removing this, several of ours were missing. There should be one in the corner here. We had one right here. See if I can get that in there. You'd make your way all the way across to each one of these that are holding the bumper cover and the air deflector together. Now we can move along to reinstalling our fog lamp assemblies. On the outboard side of those assemblies, you have two small tabs that protrude out and they will slide into the bumper. Once you have those into the proper position, we'll roll this down into the proper position and put in our Phillips head mounting screw. Double check to make sure it's secure. Do the exact same thing on the other side of the bumper cover. Now we can reinstall our license plate bracket. Let's get that aligned. Start in each of your 10mm headed mounting bolts by hand, and then you can snug them up. Once you've done both of those bolts, let's continue on to the center screw. This one will go directly through the hole in the bracket into your bumper. Now, since we're only screwing into plastic, you don't want to go ahead and strip this. Just make sure it's nice and snug so it doesn't vibrate on you. Now let's get ready to reinstall our grille assembly. We'll be doing this from along the backside. Now along the backside, you can see on the bumper cover you have two of these tabs that protrude out. They need to fit directly into their corresponding slots. We'll take this and slide it right into the proper positioning here. I can see them starting to come through. We'll be aligning each of our push tab holes at the same time. Now you can install all 3 of your push clips, making sure that the center is in the up position. Let's make sure that's secure. At this point, we can get back over to the vehicle. Now we can prepare to install the bumper cover to the vehicle. Before I lift it up towards here, I wanted to point a couple of things out. On the bumper cover itself, you have this area that comes along each side where the headlamp would be located. Looking underneath the headlamp itself, you have a metal bracket. On that metal bracket, it has several tabs. We'll be paying attention to that on both sides of the vehicle. Now towards the center here, you have this mounting hole. And looking at the body of the vehicle, you remember that we had removed those 2 Allen head mounting bolts. So you want to make sure we have those lined up. Now as we lift this up, let's pay close attention, making sure that we do not damage the paint on our vehicle. Once you have it loosely in place, we'll continue on with our mounting bolt on this side. We'll do the same on the other side of the bumper cover, and then we can realign everything as needed. Along each one of the wheel wells, you want to make sure that you have the wheel well pressed in and behind the bumper. Now we can bring this up and align it with the fender and press it into the proper position. Install your mounting screw. Now we can do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Now we can make our way underneath the front bumper cover. Reinstall all of your push clips. You just want to press that right on through and lock it in with the center, just like always. Now let's make our way out from under there. Back up along the top, we'll make sure that we tighten each one of our 5mm Allen head mounting bolts. Let's finish up with our final trim piece here. We'll take this and slide it over the hood release handle. Along the front of this trim piece, you're going to see you have an area that needs to go underneath this area of the grille. We'll just line this up and start pressing it down into position. Now we can align our side trim panel. Okay, friend, we've got the car back together. At this point, close the hood, take your vehicle for a road test, make sure you don't hear any funny noises. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.